Yo, what's up? It's Ryan, and today I'm gonna bring you a quick video on something that you don't really see covered a whole ton, probably because it's pretty simple. But it's super saw basses and or chord basses, I guess. So right here I've got super simple super saw, and it's literally just serum, like a ton of voices and reverb, and that is it, with a little bit of an EQ. And then right here I've got a sub, which is just massive sine wave, a little bit of distortion. That's it. So while this is already kind of full, if you take away the sub, it's missing a whole lot of body, and you could throw it in there, but it's not as powerful. And if you leave the low end of the chords in with your sub, it can get all messy in the low end. So it's a good idea to have a separate sub or bass instrument or synth underneath the chords, which is why I always, for all my chords and super saws, high pass and take out all the bass. So and I always have a separate sub for everything I do with basses, so that's just a given. You could, I guess, make a chord bass with a strong enough sub that you don't need a separate one, but that's just not how I do that. So what I do is I take a harmor, usually, or you can do this with basically anything really. I'll do it in serum because a ton of people have serum. You write in your MIDI. This is an E major add 9 chord, I think. Yeah, an E major add 9 chord. And now we have turn it down. So obviously you want it to be a lower pitch at sub level. And I found personally that I'm gonna go ahead and EQ out the low end because we have the sub. And I found personally that saw waves work the best for this sort of thing. If you were to put it on anything else, let's just go and put it on a triangle. Or probably saws and squares. Is those types of sounds, not saws and squares, can get super lost in the mess, as opposed to the saw right here. Or where's the saw? There's just way more frequency. So if you look at the EQ down here, they're just way more harmonically rich, and that's what I'm after when I'm going for these types of sounds. So I've got the saw wave, and then just like the chords up here, you just want a ton of voices. Maybe not as many voices, but still a lot. And then if you drown it in a distortion, something a little hard. Let's see. Distortion is a tricky thing. Then compress. And then an EQ to take out some of the high end, because it's kind of messing with the chords up top. And obviously you need to tweak it more than just like throwing it together like I am. But that's kind of just what I do for basses for chords. So like without, you have this, and with, like without the actual chord base, but leaving the sub in, you have this. But it's still lacking like a ton in the mids, and then you can throw in the chord bass, and it fills out the mids and like the low mids really nicely. So that's just kind of my process. You can do it in basically any synth. I usually use Harmor just because it's super light on the CPU, but I use Serum just because everybody has Serum. So yeah, that's my process for chord basses for super saws. And yeah, if you got any questions, be sure to let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.